Hey Pisces, what's poppin'? It's your girl D. We gonna see what we got going on for y'all for Aquarius season 2026. I hope all is well with the Pisces community. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Okay, let me know you stepped in the room. You came to say hello, even if it's for a few minutes. Hit that like button. Let me know you came in. All right. We're gonna see what's going on for Pisces. Messages for the collective. You got Neptune in your first house. And you got Saturn there, and they both about to be moving shortly. And on top of that, you got the solar eclipse coming up in March. So you got those two heavy hitters um, conjunct in your first house. So Neptune is all about free form, going with the flow, doing whatever. Where Neptune is like, nah, we doing this, and that's it. Ain't no free flow. It's structure, boundaries. Where Pisces, the Neptune energy is limitless, where Saturn has limits. So these two energies are working together. And so, there may be a little bit of confusion that you could be experiencing. Maybe you don't know the ledge, or you're trying to figure out for each individual scenario or situation, what is too much versus what is not. When should I, honor the Saturn energy and exact boundaries versus when I should be able to freeform and do whatever. So maybe you provide a structure, and within that structure, you're able to free flow, right? So decide, okay, I can free flow up until this, no matter what the situation is, right? There has to be rules, right? Saturn deals with rules, where Pisces is like, yeah, I see it that way too, but we could also do this too. Or maybe we could. So, you got a lot of that going on. So there could be a lot of confusion with the collective going on too, because these energies are being felt by the collective. On top of that, we got a lot of changes going on in your 12th house, right, of Aquarius. You got Pluto there, you got Mars there, you got Mercury there. So a lot of, and you rule the 12th house. So that's where cycles are coming to be completed. So you're dealing with a lot of powerful manifestation energy and a lot of change as well. I would recommend you actually watch the Aquarius reading, because it dealt with a lot of as within, so without type of transformative energy going on. And as we know, for those of us who understand certain things from a certain perspective, if you want to change the circumstances around you and what's going on externally, you have to change what's going on within. And so the Aquarius reading is just highlighting that and speaking, into specifics as to, with Pluto being in Aquarius, that's the DNA structure. The ruler of Aquarius, which is Uranus, which is in Taurus, which is your clairs, your clairaudient, your clairsentience, your clairvoyant, those types of spiritual senses being attuned and fine-tuned, because of the transformations that you went through. So yeah, check that out. I don't want to get too much into that, but we're gonna see what's going on with you, with the transformations you going through, because you got major energy going on as well. All right, Saturn. Let me see. When is Saturn leaving? Because Saturn is going into Aries soon. Yeah, because Saturn is going into Aries in February. So you got during your season, okay, and then you also have Neptune actually leaving in what, another day or two, going into Pisces. Neptune going into Pisces on the 26th. Today is what, the 24th to 25th? What's today? 25th. So you feel these changes probably going on right now, with your major ruling planet leaving leaving, home, and going off next door to hang out with the neighbor, Aries, right? So Aries is all about taking care of the self, or finding out about the self, and what limits you may have, and what, the boundaries and the lack of, in reference to taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, discovering what's important to you. So let's just pull some cards and see what's going on. What we need to know. What does Pisces need to know? And for those who have Pisces placements, whatever your Pisces, we all got Pisces placement somewhere, right? I try to stay away from, oh, well, if you're a sun sign versus a moon, only in certain circumstances will I bring that up, but everybody has Pisces. So when I read these energies, I'm reading it for the collective, okay? If you're coming to my channel, right, and you're checking out Pisces, it's because you're checking out You may not be a sun sign Pisces. You may not be in a Pisces ascendant or a Pisces moon. You might be a Mars in Pisces. You might be a Neptune in Pisces, right? Anybody who has a Pisces placement and whatever your Pisces placement is, when you come to this channel, you're reading for that particular area where you have Pisces at in your chart. Okay, that's how I like to gear my readings. In case for those of you who don't understand, or it doesn't make sense, or it's not, aligned the way a lot of other readers are. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not, and that could be why. So the first card that came out was a star energy in reverse. So yeah, like I said, for some of you with your Aquarius house, okay, you're definitely going through transformation there. It's in reverse only because it's not finished. The healing, there's still some healing that's going on, transformative healing getting here. So don't look at it as in a negative sense, when this card is inverted for you specifically, Pisces, because you're still going through transformation. As I stated, that's your 12th house. That's the house of cycles coming to a close. And you got three major players there. You got Pluto, Mars, and Mercury there. Like, that's ill energy going on right now, right? So you could be getting all kinds of downloads, all kinds, coming from all different angles. As far as you're going through changes internally. So as a result, you're being metamorphed, you're being transformed into. It's reminding me of old school. Like, some of y'all may not have heard of the $6 Million Man. Like, better. The motto was, he's gonna be better, stronger, faster. It's like I'm feeling like energy where it's like, okay, you could be on the lab table. They have the $6 Million Man laid out on the lab table, and they got the things plugged into them and everything, and they fine tune them. And like, I feel like that's what you're going through too, Pisces, because subconsciously you're being rewired, because Aquarius is your 12th house, and you are your first house. So you're going to be starting off anew. And so your planet is going into Aries. Aries is the first planet, the first sign. So there's this transformative energy there. The newness is being born. So you're still under construction. Okay, is what I'm getting here. Still under construction. Talk to me for Pisces. Okay, yeah, Seven of Swords. You may not even notice. You may not understand what's going on, or people may not understand you, right? But I feel like, you see how he's got the blindfold and he's communicating. He's like communicating blindfoldedly to whomever. Like, we don't know who he's talking to. We don't know who's giving him messages. So I feel like for some of y'all, you are getting downloads with the Seven of Swords energy. This is Aquarius energy as well. So we got two Aquarian cards out here, the star energy in reverse and the Seven of Swords. So for some of you, you may not understand that what you're hearing or what you're experiencing internally is aiding you in your healing. Okay. Some of you may be in a position where you are fighting that. What you want to do at this point in time, and what's important for the collective as a whole, is to listen to what's going on internally and follow that. When you listen to outside voices and people external to you telling you what you should do and how you should do it, this is why you end up in the star energy in reverse, because you just letting the blind lead the blind. Basically, you're listening to the advice of people who don't even know what the fuck is going on with them. So there's no way in hell they could begin to even understand you. And you are such a unique sign, Pisces, where you are the accumulation of all signs. So if you listening to, some other sign that has not, they're not even at the stage you're at, of course you're going to be feeling, out of sorts. You are the ones who are guiding us. You and Aquarius are the ones that are guiding us, and all the other communicables, the communicative signs. So we're talking Libra all the way up, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. Like, these are the signs that are leading the collective right now. So a lot of us should be paying attention to those areas in our chart and seeing what's going on there. Where the other signs, Aries through Virgo, those are more of the individual self, and how you relate to your individual self. Where the Libra through the Pisces sign is how we relate to the collective and how the collective reflects on us as well. So I feel like for some of you, It's very difficult for you to heal if you're going to be listening to everybody else. You got to pay attention to what's going on within you and what your soul is telling you, Pisces. It's important for you. Okay, very important for you. All right, so meditation would be key. Okay, yeah, see, we got the lover's energy in reverse here. So for some of you, I'm getting celibacy is important. And you got to be careful who you're sleeping with at this time, Pisces, because you're going through a transformative stage. All of us are, but it depends specifically on where those placements are. Sleeping, because we're talking about the 12th house, and then we have the lover's energy in reverse. Some of you have a partner who could be hindering your growth. For others of you, your partner could be helping to enhance your growth. It just depends on what is going on and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. But some of you, even if you have a partner, it may just be important for you right now, while these transits are going on, to be celibate, so that you could pretty much understand what's going on. And also you want to be careful of the lifestyle choices that you're doing. Like, a lot of drinking right now is not good for you, right? For those of you who indulge in alcohol, like, a lot of drinking is not good for you. Natural, remedies, natural, if you're doing anything to indulge, it needs to be done in mediation. But alcohol definitely is not good at all, right? But like, if you're gonna be smoking, that you want to do in moderation. Any pill popping, any synthetic drugs, you may want to avoid that for a time period. Um, for some of you, it should be at least 6 months, because we're coming up to this eclipse energy. Eclipse is going to be what, March, what, 6th or 3rd, something like that. And that's going to be in your house. And that's when, we're changing nodes as well. So we're going from the Pisces Virgo node to the Aquarius Leo node, right? So the eclipse is happening in Pisces. So you're going to be feeling a lot of different energies. So the alcohol and the drugs is not going to help. So for some of you, refraining from mixing your energies with anybody else's or with any type of drugs during this time will help you to get maximum results in reference to your transformative abilities, right? And to tapping into your superpowers are, or enhancing them, right? You're going through that channel and that transformation right now. Okay, this card came out first. Yeah, this is the Two of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Wands energy in reverse. So for some of you, you may be feeling burned out. You may need some rest. Sleeping is good right now. All right. The lifestyle choices with the Lovers energy in reverse and the Seven of Swords here is very important. Be careful who you hanging around with right now. Be careful of the energies of the people you are around is very important. You got to protect your energy right now, Pisces. You're very sensitive, right? It's like you're like an open wound. You got to keep it covered and secure and protected until, this, I would say until at least 2 weeks after the eclipse. Like, we're 2 weeks prior to the eclipse, and then you got the eclipse energy, and then maybe 2 weeks after. But we know the eclipse energy can be felt up to 2 months prior, and then it could be felt, and it'll have lasting effects that go 6 months down the line after the eclipse. So everything you're doing right now is going to affect you up to 6 months down the line. This is why it's very important that you pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to your rest, getting your rest, taking care of your body, fasting, praying. For those of you who are on that higher level, fasting, praying, okay, in whatever form or way you choose. But this is what's going to help you, okay? You want to avoid burnout, okay? Overworking yourself, restraining yourself, overbooking your schedule. You want to be careful with that. This is a time for rest for you, relaxation for you, while your body goes through the transformations and changes that it needs to go through, okay? That's what I'm picking up for you. What else for Pisces? Yeah, the Seven of Cups energy. Yeah, it's because you are going through different stages. You may be feeling different things, different emotions with this cup energy. The Seven of Cups, some people call that Pisces, but it's technically not. The Seven of Cups is actually scorpionic energy, but it is still water energy. It's transformative energy. It's a matter of what is the transformation going to be. We've tried this, or we've tried to figure out that. It's like you may have tried different things, or you may need to try different things, and it's okay to do that. So this may be a period of exploration for you, a period of you wanting to try different things, wanting to experience different things, whether it's like, okay, or maybe you got different cravings. What is Taurus is what? Your so Pisces, um, Aries, okay, your third house. So yeah, your thoughts, right? You got Uranus there. So all of a sudden, out of the blue, you might think about doing something different, or you may look at something from a different perspective than you've done before, and that's normal because of the planetary alignments and what's going on, and where everything is at for you as far as where the planets are and how those energies are working together. So your 12th house and your third house, they're squaring each other. So it could very well be that those energies could be working against one another depending on what you got going on. So you may be confused, and you may experience burnout with the 901 energy in reverse. So you just have to be careful with what you're eating, what you're indulging in, what you're participating in, how you're doing things, when you're doing it. You may want to not overbook yourself as far as your schedule is concerned with the two of pentacles here. You may want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed. Whatever you got going on, you're balancing it and you're doing okay. Just be careful not to add anything extra, so that you're not overwhelmed, is what I'm picking up here. um the lovers is in reverse, and which is Gemini energy, and then you have the star, which is Aquarius energy. Mercury is in Aquarius right now. And because both of these energies are inverted here, or in reverse, like I said, you may want to pay attention to the people you hang out with. The communications. You may be a little bit more sensitive now with the people you're around, as far as the people you call friends. And the communications that you have, like you may be more in tune, like I'm just getting like a reevaluation of your friendships. Some people don't do this, they just keep their friends forever, or they just keep people around them that they really don't like. um, One thing that's important to do, from what my experience has been, is to reevaluate your relationships every period, every certain period. You sit back and you look at every relationship in your life, and you look at if they're, and I was just thinking about this yesterday, or the day before. You look at what the reciprocity is in the relationship. Some people will automatically say, well, you just mean, you just you only deal with people just based on what they can do for you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is any relationship, there should be a reciprocal energy. You both should be on a mutual level of, there should be a even exchange. Your energy is given them and their energy is given to you. If it's one-sided, then there's a problem. And those are the type of relationships that you need to really reevaluate your participation in. Right? It doesn't matter what society says this person's connection is to you. It doesn't matter if this person is your mother. It doesn't matter if this person is your child. Unless the child can't take care of themselves, then that's your responsibility, of course, right? But that means that you want to balance everything else going on within you, so that you're able to be there for that child, because they're going to require a lot more from you right now. And it's going to be especially so because of the fact that you are going through some changes. So the changes that are going on internally within you are going to be, reflected in how your child responds to you, and how your child behaves around you, and how they receive the energy and the information you give them. So this is a very important time for you to reflect upon yourself and what it is that is important to you in any relationships that you have. Um, and just make sure that there's equal reciprocity, even a relationship with your job. Are you getting out what you're putting in? If you're not, then stop putting in so much. Do the bare minimum. It's a fucking job. You know what I'm saying? It's a job. It's like some people, they got to go in and they got to do the best. They got to do the most. And I understand if that's your energy, but if that's not you, don't try to compete in the workplace. Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what's required of you, because you're keeping your health intact, your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. You're keeping that intact by doing what it is that you're supposed to do. As long as you're doing what you need to do to keep your job, you don't have to do extra. You don't have to burn yourself the fuck out doing that. You know, we all know that this capitalist society, it just sucks the life out of you and leaves you comatose, basically. You know what I mean? You got to come up for air. Ooh. You know what I'm thinking about? The song called Gills and Tails. Gills and Tails. Tails by Amel LaRue, right? It's a song that just basically talks about trying to fit into society and being sucked in by, what's going on in this 3D realm, and how to, try to come up for air, basically. So I'm just picking that energy up heavily. Isn't she a Pisces? Isn't Amel LaRue a Pisces? For those of you who like Amel LaRue, she's a dope singer, absolutely amazing. But I'm just picking that energy up. Gills and Tails, the song Gills and Tails, basically about fish. Um, and the big fish have the monopoly, and the little fish get buried in the sand. Those are some of the lyrics to the song. Um, but yeah, this is about that type of energy where you may feel like you need some air, you may feel like you need to breathe, um, and you may feel like you're taking on a lot. So, take your time. Um, and Pisces, you're that type of energy anyway, where it's like you're not necessarily in a rush, particularly. Some of you, when you go into your own world, that's where you feel comfortable. That's where you feel safe. That's when you feel most assured and most nurtured. You have certain environments where you feel that. Go into those environments. Those environments are going to be very key for you to establish if you don't have them, right? You want to establish environments where you can go in and you can protect yourself and nurture yourself and heal your wounds and lick your wounds and things like that. Because when you do that, then that helps the external world change around you. And it's very important for those of you who are you're trying to find your peace. You're trying to find, balance. What I'm getting is, what I'm being channeled to say is you have to fix that within first. You know, as within, so without, and that leads me to the Aquarius reading that I want to refer you to as well. So that's very important for you. Um, I feel like a lot of you have a lot of blessings coming to you. Okay, with the Two of Pentacle energy, it's like a lot of beautiful things are coming to you. But you have to be careful not to overwhelm yourself, and you have to be careful when to know when enough is enough. That's where that Saturn Neptune energy does that dance. It's like, okay, I have options. There's unlimited possibilities with the Neptune energy. But with the Saturn energy, I have to know where the ledge is. I have to know, okay, this is the way I have to go about structuring that energy so that I can take advantage of the unlimited possibilities. But I have to know where the limit is. I have to know when to establish a limit. I have to know when there isn't enough and when there is, and how to balance the two. So this is what I'm getting here with this energy here. Okay. What else do I want to tell you? Um, yeah, because this Nine of Wands, that's Saturn energy. That represents Saturn. Saturn in I believe it's Sagittarius. So, and this is Jupiter. Jupiter in Capricorn. So we got a lot of Sagittarian energy here with the glass half full, half empty, right? So this is all about looking at things from a different perspective, figuring out, okay, yeah, this is what I have, but this is what I have, right? Like I got all of this, but I only got this. Right? It's like that type of energy. It's the dance between the Neptune and the Sag energy. So, for some of you, like I said, it could be overwhelming with this Seven of Cup energy here. Um, but it's just about making the right decisions with the Lovers energy in reverse, making the right decisions. Maybe, and if you have family and friends around you, help, allowing them into your world to let them understand, hey, this is what I'm going through right now. I'm feeling a weird transformative energy. I just don't understand what I'm experiencing right now, so I might need some alone time. You know what I mean? um for some of you, that might be beneficial to you, because like I said, with this eclipse energy coming, is going to be very strong and very potent for you, for sure, because it's the full moon eclipse, and I believe it's going to be in your first house, if I'm not mistaken. March what, 3rd? Hold on. Mars. Okay, that's that. Hold on. Where'd it go? Yeah, March 3rd. The total lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon. Okay, so that's definitely gonna March 2nd, 3rd, depending on where you are in the world, right? So that's the nodes leaving Pisces, the south. I believe it's the south node that's in Pisces right now, and that's going into Aquarius, right? And so the nodes are changing. So you feeling this energy heavy. So it's an energy of, okay, let me do what I need to do. Everything else can wait for a minute. All right. So that's what I'm getting for you, Pisces. I hope that you were able to get something out of this. I hope that if you came to the reading because you're feeling out of sorts, that this gave you some clarity based on how you're feeling, how you should go about uh positioning yourself so that you can ride this wave of energy, and have it benefit you. Like, don't overwhelm yourself, long story short of it all. And make sure you're taking care of your body, listening to your body, what your body is telling you. If you need more rest, get more rest. If you need, if you feel a craving for something, and it lasts for more than 2 or 3 days, it's okay to indulge. Just do it in moderation. It could benefit you in some way, shape, or form. You know what's good for you and what's not good for you, okay? And don't let anybody outside of you tell you, what's not good for you when internally you know what's best, okay? That's what I got for you, Pisces. I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next reading. Later, baby.